Good morning. Welcome to Trails End Farm. Hope you've had a good week. I have. And, well, we had a few little stumbling blocks, but other than that, we survived. Today I'm going to make oh, by the way, if you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and then subscribe. It would help me out a lot. I'm new to the channel and, well, I'm hungry. Today we're going to make a short video on a tool that I make here in the fab shop, and it's helped me out quite a bit. It's a little pin driver for temporary electric fences. The pin I use, or the little post I use, is usually either number 3, which is 3/8 rebar, which you can buy for roughly about $4.60 for 20 feet of it. You can cut them at 4 foot, which will give me 5. Comes out to about 95 cents a piece. That's pretty cheap. You can also use 1/2 inch if you don't like these. So the size is up to you. What this consists of is a 3 foot length of black pipe, 1/2 inch in diameter. I don't like using 3/4 because 1/2 inch will fit 1/2 inch and 3/8 round rod or rebar handily. We have a little foot stirrup on the end of it, and this serves 2 purposes. One, if you're in excuse me, in soft soil like sandy loam or sand, or you've had a lot of good rain, you can put your foot in this stirrup and push the rod down into the ground. I don't usually put mine more than a foot because it is a temporary fence. If you want it a little further, you can cut the rod longer. It also serves as a stop to when you bottom out the driver, it hits the ground and you don't drive the end of your pipe into the soil, causing dirt and other debris like little rocks to clog up the end, and you'll have to end up trying to dig them out, and it's just a mess. On the other end of this 3 foot black pipe, I have a piece of 1 inch round rod. I like using 1 inch. You can use 3/4, but I like using 1 inch. Number one, it's the weight, so you don't have to pound as hard into the on the top of the rebar to drive it into the ground. And number 2, it offers a little bit more meat on the weld. What I did with mine, the girls are after the calves again. I've got heelers, and both of them are rascals. I can tell them no 100 times, but it's hardwired into them to herd cattle, and they're on the other side of the fence, and they just can't get to them, and it bothers them. I'm sorry for the interruption. But what I did is I put it on my jig table, squared it up with a magnetic square, and tacked it on both sides with a 5P, which pipeliners use. It's a 60-10 rod, and fairly high strength. It also is low sulfur, so you don't have bleed through in your paint. Tacked it on both sides and then came back with a low hydrogen rod. I like using, excuse me, got a little allergy this morning. There's a lot of stuff in the air down here in South Texas. I like using a low hydrogen rod because at this stress point, and with the mass that is contained in that 1/2 inch piece of pipe, you have a lot of stress given to this point right here. Even though the strike point is on the rod, it's the 1 inch round rod itself, but the mass coming to a stop or an abrupt stop will cause a stress at this point. So it's always better to use a low hydrogen rod or a 70-18. And then of course I painted it up real nice. All my other ones, I've got 2 or 3 of them laying around here. All my other ones are just well, whatever I could find in the shop. I thought this was a little bit more presentable. Let me show you how this thing works. You load the round rod in the end of this 1/2-inch pipe. Bring it over to the area where you are putting in your temporary fence, and then just like a T-post driver, you drive it into the ground. You'll notice that stirrup stopped right there. When you pull this driver up, you've got perfect 3-foot high fence. 3 foot I found is optimum height for temporary electric fences. It works on all types of livestock, from cattle all the way down to the goats and sheep. Now what you do after you've got this pin in the ground, you go down to your local farm supply place. This is an older one. I don't have any new ones. And you buy an insulator that looks like this. It strips over the end and you tighten it down. And there you have your insulator for your wire. Now, if you've got goats and sheep, maybe even hogs, you probably have to put 3, maybe 4, just a few inches, just about 6-8 inches apart, because goats, they're like roaches. They can find a 1/4-inch hole somewhere and climb into it. Sheep are pretty easy to contain, and cattle are too, even if you've got brush babies like I got here. And they're pretty easy to contain. So once you have your wire in and pull tension on it, you've got a fairly substantial fence. It comes in real handy. And to remove these, all you need is a pair of vice grips or a pair of channel locks. You grab it at the ground level, twist it back and forth 2 or 3 times, and pull up while you're twisting, and it comes right out of the ground. They are a very, very handy fence, like I said, for temporary, and sometimes that temporary becomes permanent. But even if it does, it'll work out for you. In summation, may the good Lord take a liking to you. I appreciate your viewing my video. It is still a little amateurish, but hey, I'm working on it. Looking at a lot of YouTube videos on how to and how not to make these videos, and well, I'm still in the elementary stages. Like I said, if you like it, hit that like button, and maybe even subscribe. I'll be on here every week with a different video that I hope is helpful for you, mainly for farm and ranch use. I've got many different skills, from welding to fabrication to erecting steel buildings. I did this one pretty much by myself. It's 30 by 60, and it was a chore. It took me about 2 weeks, but it's stable. I've had some fairly good winds here in the last 20-25 years, and it's held up, no damage. And like I said, I appreciate you viewing my video. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. I'll, of course, personally answer each and every one of them myself. So you people stay safe out there. Keep a good attitude. I know in today's world it's kind of hard to do, but well, if you have faith in yourself and a little bit of grit, it'll work out for you. You have a good week. God bless. And remember, Trails End Farm. It's a place to go for helpful tips. Thank you.